You've been taught to fight louder, to move faster, to be seen. But here's the truth they never told you. The loudest ones are the easiest to predict. Power was never in volume. It was never in eyes watching you. Power has always belonged to the one who speaks the least, but sees the most. That's where you begin. They'll chase attention like it's oxygen. They'll beg for validation and call it ambition. But while they talk, you listen. While they rush forward, you stand still. You study every flaw, every inconsistency, every crack in their voice they try to hide. And when the time comes, you don't compete, you conclude, because by then the game's already over, and only you know why. You don't need to raise your voice to be heard. You don't need their spotlight to take control. Let them take the stage. Let them scream for followers. While they trip over applause, you're orchestrating outcomes they never saw coming. Real power doesn't show itself. It lets others reveal their weakness first. You've never been driven by praise. You've been driven by precision. Every word you speak has weight. Every move is a response to calculations already finished in your mind. When you act, it isn't to impress, it's to end uncertainty. You don't rush, you wait. And that's what terrifies them. They rely on emotion, you use it as data. They panic in silence, you grow in it. They think being alone is failure, you know it's focus. Because when you stop needing support, when you start thinking 5 steps ahead instead of 1, you stop playing their game. You start designing your own. And once you've seen how they move, how they speak, how they react, you own them without ever raising a hand. You plant ideas, not commands. You shape behavior without authority. You lead without asking. And no one ever realizes they've been rerouted until they're standing exactly where you wanted them to be. You don't need to tell them you're strong. You let them underestimate you. That's the trap. You let them think you're detached, passive, uninterested, because their confidence is the easiest weapon to use against them. And when you finally strike, it won't be a fight. It'll be a correction. They'll look for explanations. They'll think it was luck, timing, coincidence. But it wasn't any of those things. It was you. It was always you. They just didn't know the rules you'd already written. You don't want the spotlight. You don't need the applause. You want control. Quiet, clean, undeniable control. And when it's all over, when the noise dies down and they finally start asking questions, they'll find no traces of you in the chaos. Because you were never in the crowd. You were always behind the curtain, watching, calculating, moving the pieces. And when they realize it, it'll be too late. But that's the beauty of silence. While they waste energy being seen, you spent every second becoming undeniable. You didn't chase opportunity, you built it into your routine. You didn't ask for chances, you created consequences. You didn't play the game fair, you made the game predictable. And that's the greatest threat of all. Not brute force, but the mind that already knows what happens next. You don't break under pressure. You pressurize the system until it collapses. You don't expose your thoughts. You let others speak long enough to expose their own. You don't panic in chaos. You plant it. You are the anomaly they never accounted for, the factor they thought was passive until it rewrote their outcome. You are the silence they ignored, the stillness they laughed at, until the moment it all shifted. Without noise, without warning, without mercy. You are not emotional, you are exact. You are not loud, you are lethal. You are not part of the system, you are the system they never understood. And now that it's done, now that they've lost without realizing it, now that you've shaped the story and left no fingerprints, let them wonder. Let them chase closure. Let them talk louder and run faster. It won't matter, because the ones who think least are led by the ones who speak last. Outsmart everyone.